It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. Take a look at the 5 and 10. It's glistening once again with candy canes and silver lanes that glow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Toys in every store, but the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door. A pair of hop-along boots and a pistol that shoots is the wish of Barney and Ben. Dolls that'll talk and will go for a walk is the hope of Janice and Jen. And Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. There's a tree in the Grand Hotel, one in the park as well. It's the sturdy kind that doesn't mind the snow.
Firstly, I'd like to acknowledge and pay respect to traditional owners of the land on which we meet, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. Well, good evening everybody. This is our ENFP Christmas wrap-up, and where has 2018 gone? It's gone so quickly, and I'm sure that 2019 will go as quick in 2020, and then some of us will retire. Maybe. I'd like to introduce, to start with tonight, our ENFP Strategic Alliance. And I'd like to introduce myself first because I actually never ever do that. So I'd just like to tell you all that I'm Kim Kellaway and I'm the Head of Clients and Markets at HLB Manjot. I would like to introduce Aidan Smith, our Audit Partner, Mariana Von Luken, our Tax Partner. They're very funny here, by the way. Nicholas Guest, one of our Corporate Advisory Partners. And then we've got lots of staff here, which is absolutely fantastic, and there's some new staff as well. So we've got Jenny Picton, Renee Bowden, Amanda Sweeting, and Vanessa Abood. From Commonwealth Bank, we have the wonderful Yvette Flynn, we have Sam Nosworthy, and we have Blake Sinclair. And from FEMS, we have Pauline Kivar. Wonderful. Okay, so first things first, let's wrap up 2018. And it started like this. It started with David Locke, the former Commissioner of the ACNC, with the current state of play. Then we launched the annual Pro Bono Salary Survey. Presenter Andrew Beveridge and Karen Marlap, founder of Pro Bono Australia, who we're very fortunate tonight to have. So Karen, do you want to put your hand up for us, please? There she is. Then we went to the Culture of Innovation. The presenters were Eloise Newbury from CommBank and Corey Steinhauer from the Humanitarian Institute. And then we moved from why social impact measurement is non-negotiable in 2018. And those presenters were Nick Perini from SVA and the wonderful Joe Garner from Strategic Grants, who we also have here tonight. It's a bit of a cameo night, isn't it? We should do awards. We should all get dressed. And then, of course, the overview of the not-for-profit governance and performance study of 2018, which had Lucas Ryan perform from the AICD and Adam Fish from the CommBank in terms of cyber security. A couple of things. Few areas that were identified during 2018 that drove operational sustainability in the sector. The first was keeping innovation simple and open. The second was having commercial mindset. The third, changing culture and innovating from the top. And the fourth, internal and external collaboration brings better results. And what a great segue into demonstrating the power of collaboration. The ENFP community has been presented with an amazing opportunity, and this offer comes from the UTS Business School. To tell us more about this, I'd like to introduce Ian Higgins, who is the former CEO of WWF. Ian.
Well, thanks, Kim. I feel as though my role tonight is to be like a speeding reindeer, that I have to be, you can talk, but make it quick. So, Kim, to have the opportunity to explain what we're doing at UTS, it's an offer to the not-for-profit community through the business school. The idea is a very simple one. It's simply to have a volunteer program, which I'll explain at speed. So it's called the Board Volunteer Program for Social Enterprises. We were advised to call ENFP Social Enterprises, I think probably for good reason, but the program is, there's another button here, is very simple. We just harness the skills of our alumni and university mentors to back them up to crack sticky problems for not-for-profits, those who think that they could do with some help, or if it's a neat project that they have, that there are skills that don't have in-house or on the board. It's the fresh thinking idea is simply to do the deal of 100 hours of work on your problem, chosen by you, and the alumni is chosen by you, in return for the alumnus getting non-voting, or technically you have to call it observer status. I mean, as you would call it, observer status on the board. So in fact, it's a high-powered consultancy, but doing good too for the future of the pool of business people that we need to have. The process is obviously scoping is the first. Might be a bit hard to see, but scoping is the first phase. Selection phase is the second, which are the two key ones, I think, and the rest is when the project's in delivery. And it's my job to make sure that it's working well by keeping contact with you and the mentor and the alumnus, and to make sure that the reporting is happening and that it's all working well. The scoping phase is really critical, because only you know what problem you could use some help on. So defining that project into one which is neat and tidy and clear and has outputs that you want and that the alumnus will accept is important. Then the selection phase. So we go through hundreds of alumni in business school, or anywhere else if that's what you need. But in the business school at this stage, and we find people that match, whose skills match the project that you've set us. And so we give a short list to you, and then you choose the alumnus. We appoint a mentor who may well be one of the senior members of the academic school who has had business experience, and we then put them together, and you choose. So the kickoff project then is just the person is treated as far as possible as a sort of normal member of your board without voting rights. And then of course there's a debrief at the end to you and to us. What do you do? What do we do? Just to recapping. So you define the project you want help with. You select the volunteer from the pool. You induct the volunteer. What we do is to help define the project brief if you'd like us to. We give you then that short list of skilled people. And look, the match is really important. It's not only a match of skills, but it has to be a match of people. And so that the people have to match and their interests that they put down on their application form, to me, is has to match your interests, and has to then there also has to be a match of the personality, and then of course to the CEO and to the confidence that the CEO has in the skills, and then of course that the board chair or your board nominee has in how that person will fit in a board sense. The mentor then is really a backstop and security for you because, and for me, because I then check how the mentor is in touch with the alumnus to see how they're going, and the mentor, of course, has either special skills in the same area or complementary skills. And so, one of the tasks we had was to look at a licensing program for a not-for-profit, and but it was in a health area. So the alumnus was a very experienced health person, and the mentor was one of Australia's leading licensing importers. So we can do the combination that way. When the alumni apply, they have to undertake a whole series of things, including signing a confidentiality agreement, which we have a standard on it, and they also have to, of course, be prepared to sign yours. They have to undertake to prepare for and regularly attend board meetings, and to allocate a minimum of 100 hours of voluntary work on the project, but often, of course, it's much more than that. Look, the key thing is who's in it. So choice is they had IT skills on the board, but they didn't think the IT skills were quite up to the task that they were facing of having a sort of revolutionary new development of their IT program. So they have a very senior IT person, graduate, an alumni, and on the board, and who also, of course, gives the CEO the confidence that the decisions, it's kind of riding a horse through the middle, but it's giving the CEO confidence that the information going to the board is good, and also that the information from the board, that the board is getting good stuff from its staff. So it's a very interesting exercise. Breast cancer, I really found that the breast cancer is falling off the numerically on the agenda. And of course, the number of cancer organisations also is blurring things a bit. So we have the national marketing and brand manager of Coates Hire, in fact. I mean, she's out there in the real tough world, and so she's developing a completely new strategy for them. Royal Far West, it's a bit like the dashboard of the UTS program that we're trying to develop ways in which you can capture all the multipliers, so that the multiplier, not only the financial information that's going to the board and so on, but also the multipliers of the effects that your work is, or their work is having, so that is then captured and used as for funding and PR and other reasons. So it's really, so they're three very different sort of projects, but I just thought I'd give you those just to show you what sort of range of things we can help with if you're interested. And so, as a fast reindeer, that's it. Thanks for having me. And
so we have another wonderful opportunity for our ENFP. And she's also a member here as well. So Yvonne Butler, Yvonne, there she is, has been an ENFP community member for many, many years, and she's also a director of two not-for-profits, the Royal United Services Institute for Defence Studies and the Public Funding Regulatory Authority. Now, this is a wonderful offer. So the offer is for me to, not me, who wrote this? The offer is for Yvonne to facilitate a half-day Clarity 4D personality profiling session for a board or executive team, including self-assessment profiles to be completed prior to the session. Clarity 4D is different to MBTI or TMS because it helps people to identify individual and team preferences, enabling them to bring their whole self to work. It can be enlightening and definitely helps teams to understand their members a little better, usually resulting in improved productivity. So they're two fantastic offers. But this second one is a lucky door prize. So you actually don't have to put up your hand, you just have to put your business card into the bowl. So has everyone put their business cards into the bowl? Yes? So let's do this. If I think you can, I think that you could draw this one. Oh, what colour is it? Yvonne, this is for you. Thank you.
I'm actually quite relieved somebody put the card in.
Morel. Very nice. Yeah.
Okay, we've got Brendan Lonergan from
Ah.
Beehive.
Oh, well done, Brendan. Oh, that's excellent. We all know Brendan.
Must be my year.
Your year. It is your year.
Thank you. Must be Tinny.
Okay,
That's wonderful.
Thank you.
That's wonderful. Where's Ian gone to? So Ian, I'll share these slides with you all. So then I suggest that you put your hand up in terms of, and then speak to Ian for your offer, and then you can go from there with that. Is that good? Excellent.
Maybe we remind them at the first event next year.
Maybe we should. We will do that. What a great partner in crime I have here. So the second. So a couple of weeks ago, HLB Man Judd hosted JDRF's Trivia Night, and I've got to say to you, please put your hand up if you want to do one of these, because it was fantastic. We had 110 people in our boardroom here playing trivia. It was the most amazing night, and we raised 12,000. Well, it could have been 16, but it was 12. So we raised $12,000, 12,000 short, obviously, $12,000. And at that there, I won the Western Sydney Wanderers print, and I'm now going to re-gift that to you. So,
Should we get Marianne?
Mariana would be very nice. Mariana, do you want to draw this one?
Come on down.
You just made me have to get out of the chair and walk all the way to the front. Has everyone got their cards in?
Yeah.
David?
Hopefully it's not.
Okay. Can't look because then I might miss a colour. Okay.
Maxine Morrison from Jeans for Jeans.
Oh, well done.
That's enough.
Thank you. So that's for you. So I'll obviously have that delivered. I don't expect you to take that home tonight, but we'll have that delivered for you.
So that's to help with your fundraising.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, good. Okay, so now we've got two gifts just for individual people. They're two fantastic bottles of wine. So the first bottle of wine is going to be drawn by Pauline. Would be fabulous.
Busy, let's get busy.
Rosemary Bishop.
No, well done.
Oh.
And then the next bottle.
Can we get you to do that?
Ah, John. Just do John. Just there. Would be nice.
Lindy Kingsford.
Lindy, Lizzie, it's yours. So that's the end of the formalities. We will be, thank you, distributing a survey round in early January in regards to seeking your interest as to how you would like us to develop the program for 2019. I just want to say that I actually feel very humble every time I'm in this room with you guys. You just fill the room, you fill it with love, you fill it with passion, and you fill it with what you do best. And you are the most amazing people. Every year our group just gets bigger and bigger, and our group gets better and better, and that's because of you. So I'd like you to clap yourselves because you do an amazing job. So my last words are, Merry Christmas Have a fantastic break. We'll see you in 2019. I've been cooking all day. So there's plenty of food coming round, there's plenty of drink. Have a wonderful night. Thank you so much.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. Take a look at the 5 and 10. It's glistening once again with candy canes and silver lanes that glow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Toys in every store, but the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be